Good evening and welcome to Estuary TV News. I'm Hugh Riches. On tonight's show, we find out about the Open Churches Festival, a celebration of some of this region's most glorious architecture and history. The festival reveals the great English institution, the village church, and starts next weekend. And I'll be talking to Mike Bromby, boxer and trainer of one of the Humber's Olympic heroes. But first, it's over to James Dunn for the news headlines.
Hello, in the headlines today, the council will change the road markings on a roundabout that contributed to the death of a local woman. And burning to learn, young people turn on the heat for the local's fire service. North East Lincolnshire councillors agreed a plan to invest £1.6 million into the transport network at a meeting yesterday. They'll spend more than £620,000 on road servicing, which must be done in the summer and is by far the biggest spend. Also listed is the £40,000 they'll spend on a road sign and marking improvements at the Hewitt Circus roundabout, where Humberston Academy employee Lynn Dring was hit by a car last January. At the inquest into her death, the coroner said he felt confusing road markings for cyclists on the roundabout were a factor in the tragedy. Package holiday firms First Choice and Thompson are to return to Humberside Airport with a new service to Mallorca next year. It left the airport 3 years ago, and since then Jet Extra has run flights to the Spanish island with world-famous resorts including Palma, Magaluf and Porto Pollença. Karen Switzer, Director of Aviation Planning, said the route demonstrates a commitment to the local area and follows the success of similar routes at other regional airports. The flights are already on sale, and it will mean more choice for holidaymakers with a 3:30 p.m. Tuesday flight now available. You can now vote for your NHS stars with a new award available for staff. Northern Lincolnshire and Goole NHS Trust hold an award ceremony every October to reward the best of their staff, but this year they're introducing a new Our Stars category, which is voted for by patients. Karen Jackson, Chief Executive, said it's a chance to recognise staff who often don't realise what they do is special. They just see it as part of their daily jobs. So if you've received good service from anyone from the consultants to the cleaners, fill in a postcard on the nurses' ward or visit their website for more details. A 31-year-old man was arrested in Grimsby for attempting to steal from vehicles in the early hours of yesterday morning. Police received a call about a man acting suspiciously at Bevan House, so attended and arrested him. However, it's not yet known if any vehicles were actually entered or items stolen. North East Lincolnshire Council is encouraging residents to compost their own organic waste, which will reduce emissions and waste sent to landfill. They've launched a money-off scheme for compost bins and are staging 3 roadshows during National Compost Awareness Week, which starts on Monday. They will promote the 3 R's: reduce, reuse and recycle. Chris Dunn, Waste Operations Manager, said more than 30% of the average household bin can be composted, which would not only help save the planet, but save money too, particularly for keen gardeners. North Lincolnshire Council has unveiled its blueprint for the county over the coming decades. The Housing and Employment Allocations Development Plan, part of the Local Development Framework, will set out where new homes, businesses and jobs will be created. It also sets limits to say where development won't be allowed. A 6-week consultation started on Friday and is the last chance for residents to have their say before it's sent to the government for scrutiny. The number of licensed betting shops in North East Lincolnshire has risen by nearly 20% since 2008. A Freedom of Information request has revealed there were 36 betting shops in the borough in 2013 compared to just 30 in 2008. Although the council say that has now dropped to 35, but the figure is 55 if you also include bingo and arcade halls. Although anyone with a problem can contact GamCare or the Gambling Commission for help and advice. And finally, young people in Grimsby completed a 12-week course with the Prince's Trust and Humberside Fire and Rescue. The Burn to Learn team of 16 to 24-year-olds have worked on a number of community projects and a work placement during the project. It's designed to give them confidence and teach them communication and social skills, which can cross over into employment.
In the first week, they would have been barely able to speak for a minute. and then even in that case, it would need a lot of assistance. For them to come here today after 12 weeks, the confidence levels have increased massively, and in many circumstances today, not only were they following the speech, they were even ad-libbing off the speech, purely because they felt that comfortable with the audience and they felt comfortable in themselves that they could do that.
That's all from me. I'll see you next time.
David Cameron attracted criticism when he said we're still a Christian nation last week. Nevertheless, the nation does have religious traditions as well as classical, and next month this area's Christian roots will be on show during the West Lindsey Churches Festival. Buildings hundreds of years old will open their doors on May the 10th, 11th, 17th and 18th to all comers, sacred and profane. James Dunn went along to Brocklesby Church, just one of 84 reasons to enjoy the festival.
Before there were councils and town halls, here at the heart of Lincolnshire communities there were churches. Their doors were always open to the rich, the poor and the needy alike, but these days they spend most of their time locked up. Until now. For 2 weekends in May, churches open their doors to unlock their rich history to the general public.
Well, I feel that these churches are, yes, part of our history, part of our heritage, and deserve to be loved. The point is to unlock them. And each church is different. I mean, this church, for example, has got some beautiful tombs. It has a magnificent organ and, as you can see, a magnificent setting. But the idea to open the church up is basically to get people in and looking at them.
It's the only festival of its kind in England, and there are 84 churches involved this year, including this stunning and ornately decorated building on Brocklesby Estate. The festival is run by committed volunteers, and churches offer everything from breakfasts to organ recitals in what could be described as the holy grail of church festivals.
You know, there's architecture, there's flowers. This year we're doing an exhibition on the estate, so we've got loads of old photographs of Brocklesby. Very interesting. We also have organ recitals. If you like organ music, there's something here which should interest you.
Last year there were 92 churches involved, but organisers believe a fire in October which devastated the 17th century interior of Goltho encouraged a few churches to batten down the hatches.
Sadly, we lost Goltho. It was a little star. It never made a lot, but it drew a lot of people because of its history. Beautiful 17th century interior. Sadly, due to circumstances, it caught fire last year, and that 17th century interior is gone. And it was really, really sad.
But there's still plenty on offer, and even those who haven't let the Lord into their lives are welcome here in his houses.
If you're not a Christian, it doesn't matter. Everybody's welcome. You know, you can guarantee a warm, friendly welcome, and it doesn't matter if you're Jewish, Muslim, whatever. Come along, come and have a look at these churches because they are lovely. There's something for everybody.
James Dunn, Estuary TV News.
Hull's Luke Campbell, Olympic gold medalist in bantamweight boxing at the London Games in 2012, has just announced that he's hanging up his gloves. The laurels always go to the champ, of course, but the trainers and the coaches put in the brainwork. The other day, I spoke to Mike Bromby, Campbell's trainer. I asked what it takes to be the best, what motivates a man to climb into the ring, and exactly how grueling is that training schedule. Here's an insight into the noble art. I'm talking to Mike Bromby, Olympic boxing trainer. Mike, many thanks for joining us. You trained Luke Campbell, winner of the Olympic gold medal at the London Olympics in 2012, bantamweight. That must have been quite a moment.
It was massive, yeah, for him to win the gold medal. It was so great for Great Britain.
And you trained him. How long were you preparing for those Olympic
Games?
I mean,
he started boxing for myself when he was 13 years of age. As a little youngster, came through, you know, got better and better. He then got on the England squads, Great Britain teams. He won the European gold medal, and he was the first to win that in 48 years. And then he carried on, qualified for Olympics, and the gold medal. Everything's history now, yeah.
And that's not a light thing to take on. I mean, that's dedication, isn't it? That's training every day. What sort of regime did you put him through?
Oh, I mean, himself, he's such a great role model, so dedicated. You know, he's running, train 2 or 3 times a day really, 5-6 days a week. Maybe now and again he'd have 1 day off. He's just a trainaholic, and he's got where he is. And you know, he loves the sport. He works hard, and he's still out improving. He feels.
And so, but that training, it's running. It's what, drinking raw eggs in the morning.
Oh, I don't know about drinking raw eggs, but as you say, a sensible diet. You know, the training, the running, the cardiovascular, the strength building, the sparring. There's so much. They have to live their life to become what they've become.
And how much of it? That's physical strength and fitness and health. How much of it is pure strength, and how much of it is skill, technique?
Oh, the skill and technique's a massive part, but unless you're in condition and you're strong, you can't use them skills. So it's got to be a combination of the two, and the mental attitude is a very, very, very big must.
It is the noble art, isn't it, boxing? There's a great tactical element there.
It is. I mean, the art of hit and not be hit, you know, that's what boxing's all about, using your skills, you know.
He's a bantamweight.
Yep.
That's a little fella. A skillful bantamweight Olympic gold medal winning boxer. He could probably still handle himself, I guess.
Oh, yeah,
A big fella.
he's now moved to professional. He's moved up 2 weights. He's now a lightweight, unbeaten in the lightweights already, and he's a star. He's always on regular TV, and everyone loves him, and he'll be winning big titles very soon.
And you're still training him?
Yeah, still training him, still in his corner. I'll always be there for him, always.
What about the future of boxing, British boxing? Is there anybody else in the pipeline coming forward for the next Olympics?
There's so many, yeah, they're coming through. I regularly go down to the Great Britain squads, see the boxers coming through in Sheffield. There's so much talent. And in Grimsby and Cleethorpes, a lot of talent. There's a boxing show. I think it's the 2nd of May, Grimsby Leisure Centre. Get yourselves there.
And is it something you'd recommend? Because it's a violent sport. People get broken noses, cauliflower ears, and sometimes brain damage as well. There's
very, very rarely. I mean, it's not as dangerous as many sports. A lot of sports, it's like in the bottom part. You would never imagine the dangers. But you know, it's all about, you take all the safety requirements, you learn the skills, you learn the arts. More and more safety is an issue. The size of the gloves, the head guards, the gum shields, you know, the doctors. You know, so it's more of an art. You know, the professional side you see is where you say cauliflower ears. I don't see many cauliflower ears. I see it in the rugby game, but I don't know about the boxing.
And I guess bantamweight, you're likely to knock each other around less badly than, say, heavyweights do.
The heavyweights obviously are slower. The bantamweights are fast speed. Like I say, Luke's moved up now. But in any form of boxing, it's all about the skills, you know, the dedication, the discipline, and being able to compete at the highest level.
Can you see yourself training any more Olympic champions?
Yeah, we've got playing in the gym. We've just done an article, was on Sky last weekend. We've probably got the biggest amount of, I'm actually in Hull myself, St Paul's Boxing Academy in Hull. We've got more active boxers than any other club in Great Britain, and a lot of talent, national champions, England internationals. The weekend we've just had a team over from Scotland, so boxing's absolutely buzzing in Grimsby, in Hull, all around.
Just take me through those final moments of that final bout at the Olympics in 2012, and you realise that your lad was coming through with the gold. How did that feel? What did you do?
I was actually in the audience. We weren't in the corner. I was in the audience watching him through into that final bout. He actually dropped his opponent. I think it was the 2nd round. You know, such a great contest. And then there was waiting. Everyone's waiting for that. And the gold medalist, Luke Campbell. The crowd, 50,000 people on the feet. My legs went like jelly. Never been so proud. You know, tears in my eyes, definitely in Luke's eyes. Remember it forever.
Mike, that's extremely kind of you. Thank you so much for coming along. Congratulations again on a great British victory. Thank you for being here. Well, that's all from us. If you have any stories for us, do please email news@estuary.tv or contact us via our Twitter or Facebook pages, or pick up the telephone and call 01472 315561. Until tomorrow, goodbye.